guys, so I decided it is time to do a reptile room update because I have a leopard gecko now and I got a few more snakes. I can't remember, I think I stopped. Stop, Jasper. I think when I last filmed I was only at 3 snakes. I have 6 now. So let me show you what I have so far. Alright, so first up is my leopard gecko enclosure, and I got this guy pretty recently, less than a month ago. His name is Bagel because he's bumpy and he feels like an everything bagel. But I made this terrarium for him. Let me remove the top. He's got his moist hide right there. He's got his warm hide in there. And then on the side, I have these little flaps of felt that I hot glued because I cut out little openings to his hide so that way I can see if he's in there. So far, I think today he's in his cool hide. So I'll show you that, which is here. And the entrance to that is that hole right there. So I think he is in here today. Let's see if I can find him. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's probably not happy that I've got a flashlight in his face. My choices for plants in this tank were just spider plants because this was the hardiest plant I could find. The succulents weren't working out. I wanted to make it like a desert type thing with succulents and spineless cacti, but I have a reputation for killing them. So this is his enclosure. It is a 20 long, and this is just a lot of substrate that he can dig in. So far he hasn't done any, but he's got his food dish, his water dish, humidity gauge, and then these are just styrofoam rocks that I spray foamed and then carved out and painted. And then that is travertine tile that I chipped up so that he can have a hard substrate to walk on and kind of grind his nails down. And then here's my snake rack. It is looking pretty full right now. I might end up getting a second one, maybe sometime next year, just because I keep bringing home more animals. So I'll start off with Tofu. And Tofu is my very first snake. She is a ball python. She is a puma morph, which is a mix between a spark and a yellow belly morph. And she's hiding in the corner. Oh yeah, she's Miss Hissy. She also just ate yesterday, so I'm not gonna bother her too much. But so here's Miss Tofu. She's looking very white right now, and she's also very active. I love her to death. She went on a hunger strike for maybe 2 months, lost maybe just under 100 grams of weight, but she's eating again, and she's on medium rat, so she will gain that weight back quickly. She's a big girl. Yeah. Let me see her pattern. It's really pretty. Alright. I'm gonna put her back. Oh, Miss Heavy. You're heavy. Yeah. Okay. No, you need to go back inside now. There you go. And then next I have Mr. Atlas. Atlas is a pewter champagne ball python. He's gained a lot of weight since I got him. He was super tiny. And here he is. He's also kind of come out of his shell. He's not as shy as he used to be. He used to be really striky and would strike at everything, like even at the tub if I walked past him. But he's calmed down and he's really come out of his shell. He's very active now, whereas before he would just roll up in a ball. Let's see if I can get him out. And he's gonna hiss too. Hey, Atlas. Let me show your pretty face. So this is Mr. Atlas. He's also a very light colored snake. I think on camera he's showing up a lot whiter, but he's got some yellow tinge going on. So he is a pewter champagne, which is a cinnamon pastel champagne. That's all of his genes. And since I got him, he's grown this little mustache on his face. I don't know if you can see it. He's got like some little black dots, which I think is super cute. He's got some speckling too, and his patterning is just really nice. And this is why I named him Atlas. He's got like a map on his tail. It's like a really bad map. inside. This is really hard to do because I'm filming, so I'm kind of looking at the camera. My next snake is Liam, and Liam has grown a lot. He has doubled in weight. I think he was 12 grams when I first got him. Now he's 24, and he is big enough to eat rat pinkies now. So let me show him. Hey, Liam. There's his pretty face. He's not going to stay very still for very long, but you can see he's gotten a lot bigger. He used to be half the size of my pinky. Now he's about the same size as my pinky. But yeah, there's his, and he's wagging his tail. He's not happy. Alright, we put you back in. Nah, there you go. Alright, moving down to my snake rack. This is the new, the latest ball python I've gotten. His name is Oyster because he is gray and kind of looks like an oyster. Mr. Atlas looking at me. Hey boy, what you doing? See, he's been not as shy. Every time I pass by his tub, he's always hanging out here. And so here's Oyster. I'll take him out. Ooh. Everyone's so heavy now. Oh, and by the way, Liam is a black rat snake. I think in the last video I had him named as Oregano, but it just wasn't really suiting him. So I changed his name to Liam, which is weird because you don't really change your pet's name, but he's a snake and he doesn't know what his name is even. So this is Oyster. Oyster boy, Oyster boyster. He is a sterling, calico, Mojave, possible fire, possible yellow belly. And a sterling is essentially a pewter with an extra pastel gene. So Atlas over here, he is a cinnamon pastel, and that makes him a pewter. And this guy is cinnamon pastel pastel, which makes him a sterling. So he's just like one shade lighter than a pewter. Hey, you wanna come out? And this guy, he is probably my most active snake. I thought Tofu was active, but boy, this guy is curious. So like once I pick him up, I might be a little scared because I'm just grabbing him out of his tub. But the second I put him down, he's like on the run. There he goes. Oh, you're not gonna move? Okay, good. We can make a video of you. So yeah, so he's got some Mojave in him, and you can kind of tell, if you look really closely on the top of his eye, it's a little lighter. I can't zoom in anymore because of this stupid camera. But this is him. He kind of looks like an oyster. He's got like gray, he's got some hints of pink and yellow. I really like this patterning he's got right here. Let me see if I can get him out. Hey, Oyster. Oh, this is all, you're all tangled. But this is him. He's a really pretty boy. Hi. I almost wanted to get his sister too, which was a pewter calico Mojave, because she was really pretty. And I have photos of his entire clutch, all his little brothers and sisters, on my Instagram. If you want to follow me, it's Karen the Anteater. So you can kind of compare like what he looked like compared to his sterling brother and his pewter calico Mojave sister. But hey, yeah, he's on the move. And he's fast too. All right, you gotta come back. No. That's your tub. What are you scared of your tub for? What are you scared of your tub for? He's all huffing and puffing. All right, let's get you back. Come on. Stop moving. Stop moving. He's trying to get here. This is a snake ladder I built for my snakes. Yeah, put it back. He might crawl out. Oh. Did you just strike at the tub? So I got this idea from this YouTuber called Gotta Love Carpet Pythons, and she has like a climbing tree for her carpet pythons, and I thought that was kind of cool. So I decided to make one for my snakes, kind of like for enrichment. But I made mine as a ladder instead of a tree because it takes up less space. And basically this cost me almost no money to make because all the materials were recycled. The branches, they were all from like outside that I cleaned up, and then the leaves were all recycled. These are all fake. And then I got like some smaller sticks to make little vines for them to climb on. And all my ball pythons love it. I do have to watch them though because they're not the best climbers. So once they get up here, I have to watch them. And I put leaves on both sides. So it's pretty much reversible. Doesn't matter which way you have your ladder. Just put it back here. And there's Mr. Oyster. Hey boy. He is so pretty to look at. Hi! Hello! I'm not calling you, Jazz. I'm calling the snake. What do you want? Get down. You're not supposed to jump. Boy, and I've got Luca here. Luca went to the expo with me yesterday, and he's super tired now. He pretty much slept the whole day yesterday, and he's been pretty on the laid-back side today. I think he's tired. You about to fall asleep? Aw, big yawn. Alright, so, man, you are always on the move. Alright, I gotta put him back. Alright, so, Oyster goes back in his bin. So, now we are down to my last snake, which I just got yesterday at the oh wait, no, not yet. There's one more. I forgot you, Mr. Milano. This is another new addition since my last video. This is Milano. I got him on Craigslist from a pretty reputable guy. He breeds snakes on his own little side time. It's like his little project. But he is a black pastel yellow belly. And I kind of fell in love with him because if you've noticed, all my other snakes up here, they're all really light in color. But I got him because he really stood out to me. And I never was into dark snakes before until I saw his photo on Craigslist. He is almost like, you can just look at him and he's like black and gold. So he's really pretty and he's crawling in his hide right now. He didn't get dinner yesterday because he hasn't pooped for over a week. Since his last meal. So I like to make sure they actually poop first. That way I'm not overfeeding them before I give them their next meal. And this boy is probably the most typical ball python I have. All my other ones are always active and on the move. And this guy kind of just sits there. And he's a really good eater. So he's my easiest ball python to care for. Hey Milano, what you doing? And this is his way of exploring. All my other snakes will crawl everywhere. He kind of just sits down in one spot, like a little poop, and then just moves his head around. But that's kind of all he does. He's super pretty. Hi Milano. Yeah, good boy. I love this guy. He's super chill. He's getting so big because he never misses a meal. He's actually about the same weight as Tofu right now, even though Tofu is a female and is older. Because Tofu had that 2-month hunger strike, and this guy has been eating from day one. The guy I got him from previously had got him when he was like a baby hatchling. I think he only had 2 meals, but the previous owner said he's never missed a meal, and Milano's never missed a meal for me either. I stopped feeding him the leftovers that Atlas wouldn't take because he was getting a little too fat. So you can't use him as a garbage disposal anymore, unfortunately. I just have to throw the rat out. But Atlas has been really good with eating. He used to be kind of picky and finicky, but so far he hasn't missed any of his meals. So let's put this back. There's your hide, Milano. Oh, it's on top of you. There you go, baby. There. Alright, you can get flowers. Tofu had flowers too, but she had poop on top of the flowers and then rolled all over it. So as you can see, Milano's tub is very organized because he doesn't move around a lot. But Tofu's tub is like a freaking mess because she coils up everywhere and pushes everything around. I need to fill up her water bowl again. But it's always like this. Like, I've kind of given up. She gets it decorated however she wants at this point. I don't really care because I can't keep up with her mess. Yeah, girl. Yeah. So now, onto my last snake. And this is one I got yesterday. So he's still kind of in quarantine, that's why I put him last. I checked him for mites, he doesn't look like he has any. This is the ribbon snake. This is the captive born, not captive bred, but captive born ribbon snake. His parents were wild caught in Seminole County in Florida, and then the guy found out that they had babies, and eventually the guy let the parents go back into the wild. But there he is. It's really hard to see him because he's in the dark. I don't want to bother him too much because he's still settling in. There you go. Alright, so we'll just do a quick shot of him. This is him. You see the white spot in front of his eye. And his bottom lips are all white, so that means he's not a garter snake. That's one way you can tell the difference. But this is his body. This is what his body looks like. Very pretty. I don't know what to name him yet, but he's green, so I'll probably name him after something that's green. Alright, you need to go back in. And no, he's crawling out. Alright, go back in. Are you in? There you go. Alright, so I'll leave him alone for now because I want him to settle down. He did eat for me today. The guy I got him from was feeding him silver-side fish because garter snakes and ribbon snakes tend to eat fish in the wild. But then I read that fish do not provide a complete diet for them. I think like it doesn't have enough calcium or something. So I tried to get him converted onto rodents, and I gave him half a pinky mouse. I like just sliced it in half, and he ate it. He ate it just fine. So I don't think I'm gonna have an issue with his diet. Also, something really cool, I just kind of put these little snake skins here today. I've seen a lot of people do that with ribbon, and that's how they decorate the room, but since this is like all about reptiles, I figured, hey, let's use snake skins. So I'm still waiting for Oyster and that new ribbon snake to shed, but that's Tofu, Atlas, Liam, and Milano. And Milano shed a lot because he eats a lot, so he grows a lot. And then I also made this little artwork of Tofu's first shed. I was going to do one for all of my other snakes down here, but it took me forever to make this. This is like a day-long project. So I'm going to just leave it with Tofu because she's my first snake, so I can just claim that. Her shed goes from here. Where's my pinky? Where's my finger? It goes from here, her head, and it wraps all the way around and back up. So that's for Tofu. Alright, next up are my tarantulas, and I keep them all in this little corner of my kitchen. This is Fra Angelico, and a cool thing that I recently found out about Fra is that he's not a boy, he's a girl, because he laid, or she, I keep saying he still because I'm so used to it. She laid an egg sac for me maybe a few weeks ago. The only thing was she laid it completely wrong. Here's the egg sac. Where is it? It's right here. I don't know why she's crawling so much. She might be stressed from something. You looking for food? I need to give her a cricket. But this is the egg sac she laid. At first I thought it was just him preparing for molt by laying a web down. So this is how it all ended up happening. The web was laid like this, and then I guess she rolled it up. I don't know how she rolled it up. I don't know how tarantulas are supposed to make their egg sacs, but she rolled it up like this. It was more of a taco. It wasn't even a full sack. And then I found the eggs just kind of scattered around here. There were a few on top. And so I was like, oh, I'll leave them alone. But then I like realized that the eggs weren't even inside the sack, and like the sack wasn't even fully formed. It was literally just a lump of dirt. So I took them all out. I tried to incubate the eggs. The eggs ended up molding out. So no baby Chilean roses for me. But it's still pretty cool, and I'm planning to keep this just because I thought it was really neat. Like, that's from the egg juice. It's like all crispy and hard, and then that's the webbing for it. And the funny thing about this was when I took the eggs out, I was just gonna like leave the sack out somewhere because I wanted to keep it, but then Fra was like wandering around looking super stressed. I guess she was looking for where her egg sac was. So I rolled this back up into a lump of dirt. I put it back in her tank, and she happily held on to it for about a week and a half to that lump of dirt, which she thought was her egg sac. Eventually, she kind of just stopped caring for it. But it was so funny because every time I'd see her, she'd be rolling this little egg sac along with her just to hold on to it with like one leg. It was like a mama bear kind of thing. It was super cute. But there's, yeah, you can see her. I'm not going to take her out because she looks kind of stressed to me. She usually doesn't move around a lot. And lately, for the past few days, she has been doing that. So I'm just going to leave her alone. I'll give her a cricket later. And then in here is Cowboy, my Texas tan. It molted. I think I confirmed it as a male. But I'm going to wait for another molt just to make sure 100%. But yeah, that's Cowboy, my Texas tan tarantula. And he or she is doing really fine. I think it's a boy. I'm just going to call him a he, just to make it easier. And then next I have Rio. And Rio, I moved out into a larger enclosure for her. So I found these little like terrariums from Target. They were on sale. And I guess you're supposed to put plants on them or something. But I thought, hey, this is like a perfect size for a juvenile tarantula. So I got like 5 of these. And what I ended up doing was, because it's not completely airtight, right here there's like gaps, I just silicone like maybe up to here, so, and all the way down here. So basically all of this is now waterproof. Rio is a Brazilian salmon pink bird eater tarantula, Lasiodora parahybana. That is a Grammostola rosea. Yeah, she really is on the move. And then the Texas tan is a Phainopelma anax. And then these are my latest tarantula additions. I got 2 rose hair slings, the Grammostola rosea, or I like to call them Chilean rose because it just sounds elegant, more elegant. So here are my 2 slings, Taco and Beans. They came from the same clutch. I got 2 because one was significantly larger than the other, almost double in size. So I named that one Taco. So there's Taco. Taco's really big. And then Beans is in here. Beans is a lot smaller. I'm going to be really careful if I open this because both of these guys like to crawl out. There's Beans. And if I can do a size comparison, they're actually about the same size now. But when I first got them, there were a big difference in size. So that's kind of my little experiment because some tarantula people say that bigger slings are female and other people say bigger slings are male. Like they say they grow at a different rate, and some people say, oh, it's like none of the other. But I just wanted to see because I just want to see like what sex they come out as. Alright, now this is probably my most expensive buy so far. This is a pair of Socotra Island blue baboons, and they are slings, so I don't know if it's a male or female. But I named them Darwin and Gumball because Gumball from Amazing World of Gumball is that blue cat, and these are blue baboons. And then I just named it the other one Darwin because they're always following each other. So I got 2 of them. These are probably the smallest slings I have ever gotten. They have grown a little bit because one of them did molt. So here they are. I think one of them is high. Oh, there's one there. You can barely see, and there's the other one. And I think their diagonal leg span was like, I don't even remember. I think it was like 1.5 centimeters. So that's how small they are. And the craziest thing about them is each one was $50. So in this tiny little container, this tiny little deli cup container, I have $100 worth of tarantula, which I think is crazy. But Socotra Islands are pretty hard to find. I never thought I would see one in my entire life. So I decided to get 2. So there's one right there, and there's the other one. And the coolest thing about them is they don't eat each other. They are actually a social spider, or I guess communal. They live together pretty well. I think there were like 10 of these little guys in the container. The guy pulled out 2 of them for me. But I just think it'd be really cool to have 2 tarantulas in the exact same enclosure and not have them kill each other and cannibalize. Next up, I have my beta tank, and there's the beta right there. That's Melba. He's a blue half-moon beta. He kind of looks black right now because he's not under the light. Every time he sees me, he thinks I'm going to feed him. Yeah, so there he is. But I've got like anubias in the back on top of lava rock. And then I also have panda cories. I think these are the cutest little fish ever. And so they kind of clean up and scavenge any uneaten food on the bottom of the tank. Let me see if I can find the shrimp. Oh, there's one right there. Right there. Oh, and there's a second one. But they have like pretty much taken territory over this part of the log over here. They used to, when I first got them, they used to hide in this lava rock, but I think they've gotten a lot bolder. And so I always find both of them perching on top of this. I think it's really cute. There's Bucephalandra, which looks like it's dying, so I need to do something about that. And then I have moss balls and more of the panda cories. I have like this weird water bulb that just kind of sprouted. I forgot what it is because I threw away the package, but there's 3 of them and only one of them have sprouted. But it's kind of taken over, and then the algae took over the tank. Oh, there you can see Melba right now. He's really pretty. He's a good fish. When I first got him, he was super aggressive to the other fish. He would like flare up at everything. He'd flare at himself, like the glare from the side here. He would flare at me. He would flare at the freaking catfish. But everyone in the community has learned to kind of ignore that. And now he's just super friendly. He leaves everyone alone now. So pretty. Yeah. And last but not least, I have Pickle, my crested gecko, who has appeared in a lot of my previous videos. This is her enclosure. It's a 55-gallon long that I flipped onto its side vertically, and then I made the screen door myself. I still haven't put in a permanent latch for the door. It's still on Velcro tape, so I need to get on that. Let me see if I can open it. She's always hiding right there. There she is. And she's kind of gravid with eggs now, so I don't want to bother her too much, but I might be able to take her out if she'll let me. But this is what her tank looks like. I think I said in a previous video that a lot of the live plants were dying, so all I have left is the philodendron, which is my favorite tropical plant anyways, and then everything else you see is fake. I got this cute little hammock yesterday at the Reptile Expo. This lady was making them and selling them for a pretty reasonable price, and I couldn't say no to this color, because look how cool that matches with the philodendron in the back. But this is the hammock. Pickle's still learning to use it, because every time I put her up here, she like flips over this way. Let me see if I can get her right now. And there she is. Hey, Pickle. Hey, girl. Oh. Alright, so here's Pickle. Pickle, say hi. You're gonna crawl up my hand. Alright. She's been laying eggs all summer. So I do currently have 3 of her eggs for fertilizing. They are fertile and they are incubating right now, and it looks like she's gonna lay more. Her tummy has been feeling kind of swollen to me lately. But there she is. Let's see her other side. Ooh, there's her butt. Pickle, we're trying to look at your pretty greens. Yeah, she's a gorgeous little gecko. Alright, there she goes. Climb on. You gotta be careful. You gotta be more gentle. There she goes. Oh! Is she gonna stay on? Is she gonna stay? You're not gonna fall off. Just hold on tight. There you go. Yay! Usually she flips right around there and then like is grabbing on for dear life. There she is. I'm gonna push ya. You're swinging. You're swinging. See her try to get off. She's like, oh no, I don't like this hammock. It's moving too much. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Say bye, Luca. Bye. Good boy. Say bye, Jasper. Say bye. No, you guys say bye to the camera. Yeah, you're just looking at me.